You know, I never asked you. What were you doing in Mateo and Hayley's apartment? How'd you get in?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Well, you know that Gen X piece on entrepreneurs the Temple's running? I was all set to interview both of them, and when they didn't answer the door, I got worried.
Hayley? Same here. I must have got there just a few minutes before you.
So how'd you get in?
The door, it was unlocked, which I thought was kind of weird, so I went inside, and that's when I found Hayley and Mateo unconscious. I tried to revive them.
You know, right after I called out for Hayley, I heard some broken glass, and my first thought was someone's trying to break in.
No, that was me. The windows were stuck closed, so I smashed one to get some air in.
Quick thinking. So, you just happened to be in the neighborhood and stopped by for a chat?
If I didn't know better, I'd swear I was getting a 3rd degree.
Occupational hazard. I'd just like to get the full story.
Yeah, to satisfy your intellectual curiosity. Is that what it is? Mateo and I had mixed it up earlier the other day, and he's very protective of Brooke.
Nobody likes to see their friends get hurt.
You know, it wouldn't kill you to just be happy for her.
Let's just keep the subject matter to Mateo and Hayley's health.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Mateo was a little less than thrilled for some reason that Brooke and I were engaged. We exchanged a few words. They were kind of heated. So I went back over to patch things up.
That was mighty big of you.
And damn lucky for them that I showed up when I did. I don't think that you'd have been there in time to save them.
So I guess that makes you some kind of hero, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Don't pat yourself on the back too hard. They may not make it.
Phoebe. Hi, how are you? Good, it's Jim. Right, listen, is Brooke there? Have you heard from her? Well, listen, if she checks in, would you find out where she is, and I'll call back later. Right, thank you. Damn. Where the hell is she?
Hayley? Mateo? Hayley? Who are you?
I'm Don Robinson. I'm an inspector for the county fire department.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm filing an accident report. We evac 2 tenants with carbon monoxide poisoning.
How did this happen?
There must have been some fault in the ventilation system.
Oh, my God. Edmund, Hayley and Mateo, carbon monoxide.
I know. I was one of the people
I
that found
can't
them.
believe this.
I know.
Are they okay? Edmund, tell me that they're okay.
We don't know yet. It could go either way. Listen, is it safe for her to be here?
Oh, yeah, it's perfectly safe. I checked the levels throughout the building. It seems like the leak was confined to just this apartment.
How is that possible?
Now, it could be a dozen reasons. A blocked vent, a valve could have malfunctioned.
Is there any evidence that there was any tampering with the furnace?
Not that I could tell.
I just think it's strange. You know, this is a big apartment complex, that the only one apartment would be affected.
Well, it happens a lot more than you think, especially in the winter with people using heat. You know, the vent could have been blocked by like a bird's nest, debris, and that in turn generates a furnace backdraft. Yeah, the scary thing about carbon monoxide is it's odorless. Unless you have a detector, you don't know what's hit you until it's too late. Now, what happened today, we can just chalk up to bad luck. Twist of fate.
Twist of fate.
You believe that? Or do you think fate had a little help?
I want to go to the hospital and see how Hayley and Mateo are doing.
You can't help him, Brooke. But you can help me understand. Talk to me, Brooke. Tell me what's going on.
Edmund, they need our support.
And I need answers. I need my old friend, okay? I need Brooke English, not this clone that's been standing here, just hiding some deep, dark secret. She won't look at me in the eye. She dodges my questions. She's got Phoebe covering for her. Now, covering for what?
Edmund, just let it go.
I can't. You mean too much to me. Now, look at you. You're wound tight as a spring. Now, what's
Edmund,
up?
I don't want to drag you into this.
It's too late. I'm in. Now, do you want to end up in the hospital fighting for your life like Hayley and Mateo?
He said it was a freak accident.
And you didn't believe that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought up that question about tampering. And don't tell me that Hayley and Mateo are innocent victims. They are in this up to their eyeballs with you. Mateo could die. Isabella Santos is going to bury another child? I want to know what for, damn it!
Edmund, I don't know where to begin. I guess it began when we all got on that plane. That plane. Flight 149. You know, at first they thought that the crash was the result of faulty engine parts, and then they found that there were traces of explosives. Now it seems that it's possible that Jim Thomasen was responsible.
You look like glass coffin.
She looks like she's asleep.
Really? Hayley, honey, it's your dad. Open your eyes. Come on, open your eyes and look at me. Please, Hayley. Please.
Jim Thomasen brought that plane down.
I didn't say anything to you, Edmund, because I knew how upset you would be.
Upset. This goes way beyond upset.
Edmund, you don't know the whole story.
Jim Thomasen killed my wife. What else do I need to know?
It is not all cut and dried, and you have to hear the whole story before you pass judgment. Now, you remember the transportation board found traces of explosive residue on that luggage fragment. I found a suitcase that matched it in Jim's apartment in his closet, and I confronted him, and he admitted the connection. But he swears that he did not knowingly take explosives on board that plane.
What are you saying? Somebody accidentally slipped it into his luggage?
He said they were put in his luggage by a loan shark that he had run out on.
And you believed him?
Yes, I believed him because I wanted to believe him.
Well, then why didn't you notify the feds?
Because he told me that he would be in more danger if I did that.
Oh, well, by all means, let's not endanger poor Jim. He kills my wife, but we don't want to endanger his sorry butt.
No, we don't, if he is innocent.
Guilty or innocent, you should have come to me the minute you suspected something.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should have come to you. But maybe you're too close to the situation to see things clearly.
You're engaged to the guy. That does not make you objective.
I admit I have a lot riding on Jim's innocence. I've bent over backwards to justify the things that he has done, trying to make sense of all of this.
How did Hayley and Mateo get involved?
They went to New York to confirm Jim's loan shark story.
Go on.
They found out that Laura and Jim had lived in the same SRO in Hell's Kitchen.
We've got to find Laura, find out what she knows.
I've already talked to Laura. She only knew Jim by reputation. She just heard that he had been involved in some unreputable business things.
This is great. This is really great. This is the guy that you're gonna marry, right? This is the man you're gonna marry. Are you out of your mind, Brooke? What are you doing with this monster? And don't tell me you did it all for love.
Adam, has Hayley regained consciousness?
No.
Adam, I'm very sorry to hear about Hayley and Mateo. Has anybody notified Isabella Santos?
Not that I know of.
I called earlier, but the line was busy. Gentlemen, if you'll excuse me.
What are you doing here? Hovering like a vulture, gloating over my misfortune?
You're a horse's ass, Adam. You always have been. But the sins of the father do not extend to Hayley. I'm a father too, you know. My prayers go with you and your daughter. Well, if you excuse me, I'm going to send a car for Isabella.
Why do things like this have to happen?
Those are questions better answered by theologians and philosophers.
Poor kids are so young, their whole future's in front of them. Joe mentioned something about the possibility of brain damage.
Well, I'm afraid that the possibility increases the longer that they stay unconscious.
And what's your prognosis?
Well, I've done everything I can to save them, but now I'm holding out for a miracle.
David, I understand I owe you a huge debt of thanks. You located the second hyperbaric chamber for Hayley.
It was my privilege.
Adam, I'm sorry. I wish that I had found your daughter sooner.
You're the one who found my daughter?
That's right. I called 911 and got Hayley out of there as fast as I could. I just hope it's not a case of too little too late.
Yeah, nonsense. Thanks to you, my daughter's alive. She can fight this.